Everyone, my name is Vishal Balasubramaniam. In this webinar, I'll be sharing some insight into commerce platform product management. A little bit about me. I have over 11 years of global experience in the technology industry. I've held various product and program related roles such as strategy, marketing, and operations. I've had the opportunity to work across large organizations as well as medium and small size companies. In my current role, I am part of the core team driving the modernization of Microsoft's commerce platform that supports all our cloud services. Over the next 30 minutes or so, we'll cover some of the important concepts, techniques, and best practices in commerce platform product management. Let me start with a brief introduction to commerce platforms. So what is a commerce platform? It is essentially a set of software features and a surrounding ecosystem of resources that deliver a simple, flexible buying experience for your customers across all your distribution channels, combined with the ability to easily manage purchases. Its value comes not only from its own capabilities, but from its ability to connect to other internal and external systems, tools, teams, data, and processes. Let me provide a brief overview of the core components of a commerce platform. First is the product catalog, which typically comprises product listings, stock keeping units, pricing, promotions, and your business policies. The second component is order management, which encompasses quoting, billing, payment options, and invoicing. The third component is fulfillment, which covers provisioning of digital licensing and or delivery of physical goods. Some of the other components that are closely linked to a commerce platform are revenue management, reporting and analytics, and customer lifecycle management. An e-commerce platform usually serves internal clients as well as external partners and customers. It powers all the backend services to enable shopping experiences that spans the journey of your customers from pre-order to post-purchase. The success of a commerce platform is determined by a couple of factors: how easily others can plug into the platform to create offerings and transact, and secondly, how well the platform fosters the co-creation and exchange of value between publishers of offerings and the customers that purchase those offerings. Let me give you an example and walk you through commerce at Microsoft that makes it sort of real for all of you listening. Microsoft's commerce platform powers all of the company's key businesses. For example, Azure, Office 365, Xbox, and Windows, to name a few. Our commerce platform services have a huge global footprint of over 240 markets and process millions of transactions daily, with loads growing rapidly as Microsoft moves to a fully cloud-powered services and devices company. The platform powers licensing for millions of customers, partners, and enterprises, large and small, enabling them to use Microsoft's products across cloud, on-premises, and hybrid scenarios. Whether you're buying a game on Xbox Live, signing up for an Office 365 subscription on Microsoft.com, consuming Azure services, or purchasing an app in your Windows Store, you're using our commerce platform. Now you might ask why commerce platforms are important. Why should I care about commerce platforms? What I'd like to emphasize is that in today's world, every company is a digital company, and great e-commerce experiences are no longer a nice to have for businesses. They are a must. I can't stress that enough. In almost every industry, customers are moving away from traditional ownership arrangements and are embracing new pay as you go and subscription models. Customer experience is being shaped by tech companies such as Microsoft, Amazon, and Netflix that can identify users wherever they enter the discover, buy, use cycle, understand their context, and tailor propositions accordingly. These are companies that provide customers with products and services that delight and inspire while addressing specific needs. Organizations that follow a similar trajectory in understanding and leveraging the shifts in customer expectations have vastly successful results and differentiate themselves from competition in a profound way. Hence, the importance of commerce platforms is only growing by the day. Now let's look at some key dimensions of commerce platform product management. As a commerce platform PM, your first and foremost objective is to make it easier for your customers to do business with your company. To that end, the PM's primary focus is delivering modern and differentiated e-commerce experiences. Another important priority for a commerce platform PM should be enabling growth and business model innovation. For example, as a PM, one of the things I think about is how to optimize product listings in our catalog to improve storefront conversions. With respect to business model innovation, what I'd like to call out is that these days, not just software companies, even traditional businesses are offering consumption models and subscription products. It's a PM's responsibility to build the operational framework to achieve, sustain, and scale recurring revenue. What I mean by empowering the ecosystem is that the goal of a commerce platform PM is to maximize the value delivered to all key players in the ecosystem. That is the internal teams looking to launch new offerings, third-party partners who want to sell their products through your marketplace, and customers who interact with your platform when they make a purchase through your storefront. Another key dimension of a commerce platform is scalability, flexibility, and extensibility. Your platform should be able to scale as your business expands, should be flexible to accommodate scenarios such as custom orders and bulk pricing, and should be integrated with other systems such as accounting, tax, and customer relationship management software. The PM should ensure that the commerce platform can facilitate selling everywhere through a single universal product catalog, and also that it includes an API-driven engine that provides a consistent experience to your customers across traditional, digital, and emerging channels. What I mean by a self-service UX framework is self-serve authoring for first-party teams and third-party partners to create new offerings. A commerce platform PM will need to have enough technical skills to ensure that the product catalog supports a rule-based algorithmic model for generation of metadata for each of your product offerings. Increased agility in offer and product launch leads to faster time to market. A commerce platform PM should also spend time in making sure that almost all transactions are no touch. In other words, highly standardized and automated so that no involvement of internal teams like customer service is required to complete customer transactions. Last but not the least, a commerce platform PM should also strive for long-term sustainability and future-proofing versus short-term trade-offs. They will often be pressured to support short-term hacks, which then become difficult to replace. I'm frequently faced with the dilemma of capability development versus pressure for immediate results. It is imperative for a PM to think about longer term consequences when making such decisions. Another important facet of commerce platform product management is the ability to collaborate cross-functionally. A commerce platform PM usually sits right in the middle of multiple teams. As a PM, you will be responsible for the success of the commerce platform. However, you may not always have the authority and are expected to lead other stakeholders through influence. The best PMs I know gather relevant data, drive clarity, and help facilitate decision making. They listen carefully to the perspective of others and add to it with their knowledge, usually through qualitative and quantitative insights. Being close to internal clients and third-party partners that use the platform and also being close to the data enables PMs to bring rich insights to the table and over time gain domain expertise and the trust of their teams. A commerce platform PM also typically works with engineering and marketing leadership to make buy versus build decisions for different components of the platform. As a commerce platform PM, it is critical to be able to prioritize requirements ruthlessly. I usually follow this framework to help guide my decision making. Some of the factors I consider are what's MVP or minimum viable product for any given release. In other words, I look at what's must have versus nice to have. I also investigate alternatives for every feature that I'm building. Another key factor I consider is alignment of a given feature with the company's strategy and long-term objectives of the business. I also look at customer feedback and assess if a given feature will address customer or partner pain points. As a platform PM, I always think about solving the needs of multiple clients with one set of functionalities. A feature that I'm building could cater to both internal teams as well as external partners that publish offerings through the platform. I then weigh the prioritized list against the level of effort required to build those features and also the availability of resources before finalizing what goes into a given release. Let's spend a few minutes talking about strategy execution. I am against the general notion that execution is distinct from strategy. A strategy that doesn't produce a great outcome is simply a failure. Here are a few tips for successful implementation of commerce platform strategy. First of all, it's very important to paint a vision of an inspirational end state, which is essential for getting people to commit to change. A simple narrative that articulates not only why change is necessary, but also what life will look and feel like once change is successfully implemented is important. Aggressive mid-state targets are also required to provide direction and to challenge stakeholders to give it their all. As a PM, it is also important to get ahead of issues that publishers and customers might experience when rolling out new features. Also very important is that as you draft requirements for new platform capabilities, it is essential to keep financial rules and regulations in mind. Non-compliance with tax regulations, for example, could have serious ramifications. As a PM, you must also build domain expertise to identify potential risks, issues, and dependencies early in the execution cycle. And considering that a commerce platform caters to multiple audiences, delivering the appropriate launch readiness content to each of those audiences at the correct time and place is important. In closing, I'd like to re-emphasize a couple of thoughts. Because the commerce platform touches almost every aspect of a business while having a significant influence on the overall customer experience, always remember that being a successful product manager in this area requires a multidimensional and cross-disciplinary approach. Thank you for watching this webinar. Feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn or Twitter if you have any questions. Stay safe and healthy.